This is a huge treat. I can't believe that I've actually taken time out of your production day to actually come and really what I wanted to do is show your brides, Miss Bush brides and your own brides, how fantastic your production setup is here. And we all know that we hear the words designer and we know we hear the words couture, but I think I think we've gone sort of deaf to those words now. We don't actually really know what that means. And I'm always looking for something to do really, really original to do for our designer days and our events. And I thought it would be such a good idea to show people how a dress comes together, hence the idea of a story of your dress. So just thank you for inviting us in. Oh, I don't think you invited us actually. I think I asked and you said yes. But it's been so good to have a real look round, and I'm hoping this film is really going to explain the idea of British designer couture wedding dresses and how that is a real living, breathing, organic thing that you work on. So firstly, just talk me through, your dresses are impeccably beautiful, but they didn't just spring from from nowhere. How long have you been doing this now?
It's about 30 years now that I've been doing it. So
you are so Dorian Gray, you don't look old enough, but there we go.
It is a long time. But the actual dresses, I mean, I suppose over the years things have evolved. So, you start with a particular shape and look, and you're dealing with the brides on a sort of a daily basis, and you learn from the brides, and the actual construction of the dresses has just got better and better over the years. And, I still want to make sure that, and I'm learning all the time. So every year I'll sort of do some kind of little tweak and think, okay, well, that's what I need to do. And just to make them better, always wanted to make them better.
They are amazing, and I think in this ever more visual, like in social media age, your dresses, you can pick them out. So you can just be scrolling through like we all do, Insta feeds or Pinterest, and they just leap out at you, which is incredible. I think when we're visually overstimulated, to have a brand that's not gimmicky, but the quality just kind of springs out of your iPhone. That was a Suzanne Neville dress. And my brides say to me things like, "Oh, did you see it on Suzanne's feed? One of her brides had the Oriana top, and she had it with this, and they had it with that." And I think when your brand fans can pick out your dresses from their individual body parts, you've got something there.
They know the dresses.
Special. Yeah, they really do. Them. They're literally.
And I think that's why everything is so bespoke, individually cut, that we can do those changes. They're not mass produced. They are old school couture.
Yeah, and that DNA. So I remember seeing you years ago when you were just a child, but your cutting's always been impeccable. And you can really see the progression of that, I think, really through the collections and things like that. So, and I think this is what brides, if you come into getting your wedding dress, you feel like you're buying a dress in that season, but you're actually buying that whole history as well, aren't you?
Oh, there's a huge history to them. If you can have a dress that you do 1 year, and then sort of 3 years later, you can see how this, a next dress has come from that one.
Yeah.
Because things do evolve, and I think it's more fashionable now. Bridal is definitely more current. It follows trends a little bit more, whereas back when I started, it's quite historical.
Yeah.
So things were based on costume almost.
Yeah, I do think that. I mean, I think that corset, the love of wearing corsets, even though I do feel like your millennial wants to be comfortable, it's a word I haven't heard as much as I've heard in the last few seasons. Yeah. It's like, I want to be comfortable.
Well, having said that, I do think that the corsetry in our dresses is still one of the most popular parts of what we do.
Absolutely. I absolutely adore it.
Creating that shape. You can really just enhance any figure with the right cut and construction.
It's quite interesting actually talking about the DNA and the cut and construction, and looking at say like a dress like from back in the day like Manhattan, and how you can see that dress has evolved into say Soleil, or is it Daria, the one that's in the Floors collection, that Perry from Little Mix. Was that the one? Did she have that one?
That
Just
Rhea. Yes.
So you can see, you can sort of see that evolution happen in that asymmetry and the drape and
but
things.
I think that's when you've got to that. You do have fun. I mean, as a designer, because you are still very much in touch with your bride. You are doing a little bit of celebrity work, bit of TV, and it all basically comes together, and the whole thing is just inspiring. And
do you also find that there's nothing quicker to know when you've got something wrong? If a bride goes, I don't like it, you're like, okay, that idea goes. But I feel like it's really good for designers to hear that, though.
I'll do a collection of dresses that does have a bit of everything. Well, I try to anyway. So you are covering lots of different looks.
Yeah.
And we have brides from travel all over now. So we've all got different. But we do have, and they've got different. They're getting married in different climates, different religions. Just different the way they need to be covered up, and so you're having to think about everything as a designer. You can't just do one generic look where you've got to do your own thing on a particular
but within
look.
within the context of being in that year.
Yeah.
It's really, as I say, that's what I find I really like from the collection. I keep using the comparison between one of your dresses and say maybe a Burberry MAC or a Chanel quilted handbag, that actually you want to have those kind of much loved things in your own collection, but you also want them to evolve slightly. So last year's is not quite the same as this year's, but you can't throw it all out. You need that signature, whether it's just the check or the collar or and it's the same with you guys. It's just that the minute you see that little inner corset lacing, you just think everything's going to be fine now.